Hello there, Commonwealth from here. And we have just witnessed history. Not only Nintendo history, but truly Zelda history. A brand new top-down Zelda game, 2D Zelda game. The first one in over 10 years. And with playable Princess Zelda. And with very, very creative gameplay, as we'll go through in this video. So be sure to leave a like, subscribe and press that notification bell, and let's get straight into this. So the titles is, of course, Echoes of Wisdom, tying obviously to the fact that Princess Zelda is historically and traditionally also the wielder of the Triforce of Wisdom, as Link, as we can see from this trailer, disappears along with Ganon into a new void or a new dimension that has been summoned by what seems to be Ganon's trident. But in his last move, Link fires off an arrow and frees Princess Zelda from her crystal. This game screams downfall timeline, but Link disappears in the beginning of the game, and from there on out, Zelda has first to escape away from the ever-expanding void, floating islands dimensions as we can see here, and make it back to her castle and her kingdom. Like, this view right here, with the view of Hyrule Castle, with the view of Hyrule, because we can see similarities here definitely from A Link to the Past. The location of the what seems to be one of the dungeons in Lake Hylia. You can see Death Mountain being, of course, to the west of Hyrule Castle, which begs the question, when in the timeline is this game? We'll talk about that in the future, but let's move on forward. Obviously, with the title reveal, as every new Zelda game, like, let's be aware of this. It's been 5 years since the reveal of the previous Zelda game. But at the same time, it's not been even 2 years since the reveal of the previous Zelda title. But yeah, Zelda is escorted by her guards, as we even got Eiji Aonuma showing up.
Here, we wanted to create a new gameplay style that breaks conventions seen in past Legend of Zelda games with a top-down perspective.
And from here on out, we see that the void has stolen away a lot of the people. The question is, will we be able to travel between these dimensions? Because a very known staple for 2D Zeldas and top-down Zeldas, especially in the Downfall timeline, is that we have two worlds, or two dimensions, and it's been a tradition since A Link to the Past. So it wouldn't surprise me if maybe at some point, or maybe in a future trailer, because this game is coming out on September 26, we might also be playing as Link in that other dimension. But for now, that is just speculation. Let's focus on what we have here. Zelda as a companion.
The fairy Tri receives a mysterious staff called the Tri-Rod. By waving the Tri-Rod at a table she found, Zelda learned how to create an imitation of it called an echo.
Like, duplicating it's such a creative idea. Like, this is no doubt the Super Mario Bros. Wonder of Zelda. No doubt about it. Completely new gameplay with new characters, a full new cast. In this case, of course, Princess Zelda, for what we know for now at least. And where we can copy so many things. Beds, boxes, crates, even water, which is crazy because you can literally build yourself a path up to higher elevation. It's crazy. Same with boxes. Like, the puzzle-solving abilities here are incredible. And using the Link's Awakening engine, it's the best utilization of something that you developed during this generation. But the biggest thing here is that you can not only duplicate objects, also enemies. Like, kind of what we did in Super Mario Odyssey. Like, you can take an enemy, literally, copy it, and then have it fight for you. It's maybe even better than what was the case with Super Mario Odyssey, where we could capture enemies. But the difference here is we have enemies that automatically attack for us, so which are of great aid. But it doesn't seem that Zelda is doing much of the attacks herself. It's more that she's throwing out stands, you know, like in JoJo. But yeah, we see some choo-choos. Like, you can use traps to defeat enemies. Like, it's obviously use of wisdom. It's puzzle solving. And using your wisdom and army, specifically, to defeat the foes in your way. That is what I think the best way to describe the gameplay of this game. Using objects as weapons and enemies as your allies to defeat other enemies. Like, you can see so many things. You can throw meat to distract away enemies. Even throw Deku Babas. Like, seriously, Babas are back. Yeah, and there will be sections where she will be even be chased by the ever-expanding dimension. We seem to have jungle territories as well, because there seems to be normal forests, and then we have jungles. So you can see with the palm trees here. We have wildlife with parrots. The hood on Zelda is, such a nice touch. And then we seem to have some, I wouldn't call it toys. Is that an Octorok that we can literally use as a cannon? Yeah, literally an Octorok that we can use as a cannon. And then we have a seagull that we can use as a paraglider. even professors that can do attacks for us. And look at that, we have multiple races. We have Seasaurus and Riversaurus in the same game. That has never happened before. That's a first in The Legend of Zelda. Seasaurus and Riversaurus, and it wouldn't surprise me if there is actually a conflict going on between these two. We even have scrubs in this game, guys. Scrubs that were characteristic for Majora's Mask, which makes sense. This is a very whimsical Zelda game after all. And no Master Sword, but there's the Great Deku Tree. Yet another Great Deku Tree added to the collection of them. And in the Downfall timeline, this seems to actually be the very first one that is alive and who we'll probably interact with. And who knows? Maybe there's even a dungeon inside this Great Deku Tree. Inside the Great Deku Tree, just like in Ocarina of Time. Let's remember, that was the very first 3D Zelda game of all time. And we have a Lego Zelda with that coming as well, actually in the same month. And then we'll see some underwater gameplay. Underwater. We're actually playing underwater again in Zelda. Oh, in a new Zelda game. It's been a while. It's definitely been a while since we played underwater in a The Legend of Zelda game. But yeah, there's just so much going on here. That enemy there seems to be... It seems like the Bari are actually back. The electric Bari, and it's a classic enemy that we have seen so far in 5 Zelda games. A Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, Oracle of Ages, Twilight Princess, A Link Between Worlds, and now Echoes of Wisdom. We might be jumping in here from Lake Hylia, wouldn't surprise me actually. But it's a whirlpool that seems to be following Princess Zelda, and then it seems like we have a boss teased in the final section of that trailer. Echoes of Wisdom, the 21st The Legend of Zelda game, is coming out on September 26th. And we can also see that there are just so many objects that we can use, even signposts, spikes, so many enemies, Lizalfos. Oh, this game, guys. Skulltulers are back. You can build bridges of beds, use scrubs as a helicopter, a glider, burn grass, some of the physics elements from Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild have actually made it over, which is really important when we look at all of this. Even Redeads that we can throw at enemies. Redeads are back. Unless they call them Gyptos here like they did in Tears of the Kingdom as well. But yeah, an army of enemies, an army of items, an army of objects. And even in the release date announcement, we can see that Pieces of Hearts are back. We can finally collect Pieces of Hearts again. And we see Link and we see Death Mountain. But we have both Death Mountain. There seems to be there are settlements. We have Hyrule Castle, and we have both winter landscapes, volcanic landscapes. It seems to be having a lot of the same variety that we've gotten used to in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Then there's the question, what is happening in that other dimension? Will we be jumping to play as Link? Octoroks, Moblins, Bokoblins, Lizalfos, Gyptos, or Redeads? This game, guys. P-hats even, as we can see from this as well. September 26th, can't come soon enough. But yeah, I'm just gonna see if I missed on something. Of course, we're getting the Switch Lite. It's been a while since the previous one after all. Be it. Like, there's just so many classic staples of Zelda returning in this game, and I love the idea. I love the concept. I love the creativity. I love the emphasis on wisdom. And the fact that, who knows, we might still be seeing Link at some point in this game. Anyway, guys, that was my little take on this game. We're gonna make more topical videos on it, obviously. But yeah, it's getting late, and I can't wait to make more videos on this game. I never thought we would go a little over a year between 2 brand new Zelda games. Let's get ready. Hype, hype, hype. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like, subscribe and press the notification bell to not miss any The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom videos, playable Princess Zelda, a brand new top-down 2D Zelda. That's all I'm gonna say. A big thanks as always to all our patreon.com/CommonRoll patrons, and especially our role producers and heroes. You all rock, and now we can even duplicate rocks and throw them at enemies, and that's probably the simplest thing we can do. And please enjoy one or both of these 2 awesome videos.